Grindr is. Where do you live? But you know, it's so Grindr is a queer sex app that is mostly used by male-identified people, which means that the dicks are either grown, constructed, or rubber. You know, Grindr is actually the original Tinder. Because what happened, and this is the educational part for the straight people, because what happened historically is that with every new step in technology, gay men would use those steps to get more dick, because we're horny little nerds, all of us. So, how it worked. Let's go back 200 years. So, while all the straight people, they're at home, I don't know, beating the wife, doing straight people stuff. All the queer people, are, especially the gay men, are outside, and they are cruising. So cruising is still, like window shopping with the hope for a surprise purchase in your eye. And that's, the gay man's natural state at that time. And then the first technological advancement is the installation of public restrooms in major cities. Because it's the first time that, the gays have a roof over their head where they can fuck. And how it works is that you walk in one of them, and then you wait. And hopefully that's not the moment you figure out you're the only gay in your village. It worked much better in bigger cities. Obviously, it actually worked so well that some city governments, they had to shut them down again. Because you know what happens if you give the gays a little finger. They're going to take your hand and fist each other. That's what they do. Some of them. Some of them. So that was one step. And then the next step was contact advertisements, which were sent in the newspapers with you. And I think those especially increased the sex ratio because back then there were no pictures. Of course, you could just send in a self-description. And if you're anything like me, and you arrive at 4 a.m. at a stranger's apartment, you're going to suck his dick, no matter what he looks like. That is the, expert by identity guarantee. So sex ratio up the roof because people were like blind dating, and it was like, oh, we're gay, let's meet. Okay, you look like, okay, who cares? It's very much like that today. And then the next step is, phone, because phone sex. Because what's sexier than calling a stranger in the middle of the night? I'm asking. I don't know. I'm not very good on the phone. Same reason, I'm also not very good at cruising. It's the same reason I just never shut up. But the good thing is about this voice, you can always find me in a dark room, somewhere in the corner. I won't get lost. So, and the last step then was the internet. The modems first, brought the queers back into their homes, and then Grindr brought us back into the streets, not to fight, just to fuck. And so, if you are straight and you, for example, found your partner on Tinder, or a sex partner on Tinder, or even if you, I don't know, not straight or queer. If you did that, then you have to thank the gays. Because, we did some important, I want to say, grind work, for freedom, the democratization process of how relationships are built, and sluts, yes, exactly. So, if you found your partner on Tinder or any of the apps, I really want you to acknowledge that for yourself. And you have two options. The first one is if you go home later, you can, find a queer organization and then donate 100 francs, the Swiss way of saying thank you. Or you just tip me. Because I think I've shown you that without the gays, the queers, the straights wouldn't even know how to fuck, right? So maybe another round of applause for the queers, I think. Yes! Yes, yes, yes.